All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's doing well today on this beautiful Tuesday. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper, let's take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. As always, want to make sure that we are starting our day off by taking massive action. And that action stands for accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome, sending yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trust in your education, strategy, trade skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right. So, as I've been getting caught up on things as I was out last week, we will kind of continue on that journey a little bit if you'll hang with me. So if everybody can hear me okay, drop me one in the chat and we will get rocking. Perfect. I appreciate it. All right. Double check one thing here. All right. Let's hop over to trading economics and we will get started. All right. So first things first, uh, German consumer morale beats estimates. The GfK consumer climate indicator for Germany rose to negative 18.3 heading to November from a marginally revised negative 21 flat in the prior period. It was the highest reading since April 2022, exceeding market expectations of a negative 20.5 as income expectations strengthened and the propensity to buy hits its highest level in nearly 3 years, right? So you got people spending cash. Um, so a boost in morale in Germany. Um, Japanese yen. Yen traded around 153 per dollar on Tuesday, hovering close to 3-month lows. It remains under pressure from policy uncertainties after Japan's ruling coalition lost their parliamentary majority in the weekend elections. Uh, Political turmoil persists. Presents a challenge to the Bank of Japan's normalizing plans after a decade of monetary stimulus. And the head of the Democratic Party for the People also said that the BOJ should avoid big policy changes as real wages are now at a standstill. All right, we were seeing some trickles in from some of the wage increases from last April, but things have started to slow down. Meanwhile, the currency weakness prompted the finance minister, Cato, to reiterate that authorities remain vigilant to foreign exchange moves. Markets are fearful that further decline to 160 level could raise the possibility of another currency intervention. All right. Externally, the yen continued to face pressure from a strong dollar amid expectations of more cautious Federal Reserve. And bets that Trump will win in November. So you got a lot moving against the yen right now um, from a fundamental perspective. And we've been talking about this for a few weeks, just the expectation to see the yen continue to rise, at least in the shorter term. Um, and we're seeing that happen. So we'll take a look at some of those yen crosses and see where they are. And what things could look like as we get back around this 160 per dollar. So that is the Japanese yen. Bitcoin, I don't have a write up on this, but Bitcoin hits 170. Uh, First time since June. driven by strong inflows into U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, right? Something Benny's also been talking about for a while that he's been slowly trickling cash into. So, um, yeah, so that's where we are from a news perspective. For today, we have consumer confidence for the dollar, jolts job openings. You got Chairman Slagle speaking for the Swiss National Bank. You got Governor Macklem speaking for the Bank of Canada. And then tonight you got CPI data for the Aussie, right? So that will be some good information for us to take a look to see where things are in Australia. And tomorrow we got German preliminary CPI. Um, Governor Schlegel speaks again for the Swiss National Bank. And then we have ADP non-farm employment change, advanced GDP quarter over quarter for the dollar as well. Um, Crude oil inventories. Governor Macklem speaks tomorrow. We got retail sales for the Australian dollar, manufacturing PMI for China, and then rate statement for the Bank of Japan. Okay, the expectation is for them to hold. And that's what we expect to see. And then the press conference later on early Thursday. Then later on Thursday, we got core PCE for the dollar, employment cost index quarter over quarter, and unemployment claims for the dollar as well. And then on Friday, we got our regular slate of data, right? Average hourly earnings, non-farm payroll, unemployment rate. We also have ISM manufacturing PMI and the CPI for the Swissy, right? So a pretty busy week sprinkled throughout, starting today. So we'll keep an eye on things to see where they fall, especially with that rate statement for Japan and the words that are chosen in the press conference. So that'll be interesting to see there. All right. Questions? Anything fundamental that you guys have seen that you want to bring to the table, or questions that you have? Nope. All right, cool deal. So let's hop over to the charts. We'll take a look at the dollar first. All right, the dollar continues to run. We got a little bit of a pullback here, but next level is 105. Okay, from a daily perspective, we'll come back here and just continue to run long. All right, we're sitting at a level of resistance right now. But expectation is for the Fed to slow down a little bit. And with that, we can see the dollar continue to run. Right, we got stochastic pushing down into that buy zone. Right, it would give us some additional momentum on that upward move. Back down to the 4. Right, and that's where we're sitting. 118, 127 zone, sitting here around 104, 105. Right, so we could see another push into that zone, and then maybe we slow down and get a retracement from there as we get closer toward the end of the week. All right, so that's the DXY. Let's look at this dollar yen. Continuing to run long. All right, I want to. Okay. I just want to see if there was a larger fib. There we go. That's the larger fib I was looking for. We got this 382 push here, right? Got into this 118 and 127 zone previously, got a retracement, but we're headed back to the upside. So this will be interesting as we get back to these previous highs, right? Which we've looked at before in the breakdown of these yens. But on this first move to the downside here, right, we got some action here. So that 160 mark that folks are looking at is right around here. Okay. right? This level of support hasn't been retested yet. If we zoom in on this, right? So potentially coming back, we had resistance here, served that support, then we broke that support, could come back and retest this zone, right? And so, as Benny's been talking about for weeks, just allowing that yen trade to continue to run. Um, and we'll watch this zone here to see how the market responds. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. See how the market responds. Okay. So that's the zone that I have my eyes on as price continues to rumble to the upside on this dollar yen. Yes, stochastic is in the sell zone, so we could see a retracement come, right? Potentially come back and retest this 149 level. But I think that'll just be a pullback for continuation. Okay. And that's if we get that, right? If we get this move back down here. So that'd be retesting previous resistance there. And you got some support, lower time frame support here. So if we get a retracement on this fib, right, I'm just looking for a move like this, and then that'll be a low price to continue pressing into this zone here on this dollar yen. Okay, so that's the daily. Coming down to the 4, right? This is what that would look like on the 4 if we get this retracement, giving us a deep retracement here and then continuing that track to the upside. Okay, we haven't gotten much of a retracement on this move to the upside. Shallow retracement, shallow retracement. We got a 382 here, right? So, like I said, this could not pull back, and we could see it just continue to rise. We'll see how things fare with dollar data um, today and tomorrow ahead of that yen decision. Okay. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Then coming down to the 1, already got a 618 retracement here, right? So this kind of gives more potential for another push to the upside to get to the D extension. So we'll watch and see how things move within there. But there is that potential for a deep retracement on the lower time frame, and then that continuation long. But ultimately, continue to look for low prices to get long on the dollar yen and yen crosses altogether. Questions here? Nope. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Glad to be back at it. How are you?
Oh man, doing pretty good. Up early. Lots going on today. So, yep.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
what's top of mind for you, man?
Oh man, just the election. That's it. That's it. I can't say it enough, man. I'm slow motion, you know,
Yeah.
until things jump off, you
Yeah.
know. Look, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad the election is early in the month because I mean, traditionally for the stock market, right? November, December, January, March, April. Historically, some of the best months for the stock market. So just ready to get past it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. These text messages can stop.
It's amazing. It's amazing how like it's going crazy, but people all the time say, man, they don't pay us any attention. Well, you're getting it now.
You're getting it now.
You're getting the attention now. So
This is facts. This is
right,
facts. You're getting it.
all the door knocking and the surveying and you're getting it now. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's the way the game goes. So that's it.
Yeah, man.
That's all, man. Talking about the yen, right? So they're talking about the possible intervention target now is what 160. Used to be 150.
160.
Now it's
Yeah.
one. Now it's 160. So yeah, it just the market continues to run against those yens, especially now. With the power shift, right, from the election.
Yeah.
Some uncertainty there in regards to monetary policy. So that kind of plays into the narrative.
Yep.
that yen continuing to weaken, up until the point they force that correction to happen. So the markets, if they call them 160, the markets most likely definitely going to test that. So I'm going to try to call it bluff. So looking looking like it's probably gonna get there.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely see 160, man. And I don't know that because now that they're bringing wages are stagnant. We started to get a boost from those wage increases earlier in the year. Now things have slowed down a bit. Um, so that's part of the justification for saying that they need to move slower. Um, but where's it going? Oh, I don't think that they make a move before March, April, especially with this power shift now.
Yeah,
I think it continues to be slow motion until March or April, man.
I think so too.
With interventions potentially in between, but overall, just that thing just continuing to run, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, man.
Yeah, yeah. We shall see. We shall see. Cool. That's it for you though.
Yep, that's it, man. Trying to stay disciplined, man.
Yeah,
I was on the charts yesterday, looking and searching, but I don't know. It's not a whole lot that makes a lot of sense
yeah,
to me right now. Until I mean, we only have a few more days, so
yeah. No, for sure.
the markets will definitely get back rocking and rolling. But just staying disciplined, man. I've learned over the years.
Yeah, man. I've I've reduced some of my positions um that I just been holding overall in the past few weeks. So took some of the profit off the table um just to watch and see what happens and wait for corrections.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in because I like to keep the money moving, like I was saying, in positions just a quarter of what the full position would be.
Yeah.
So I'm still, I've got an SMH position in, semiconductor ETF. I'm in ARC, which is slightly up right now, but these are real small positions. Uh, Gold ETF, EEM, trading at QQQ, position at SCHD, the SPY VTI, but they're very small, just a quarter
Hmm.
of the full position that I plan to put in, so they're kind of just floating there. They're all down right now, matter of fact. Um, they're all down a bit right now, but those are long term. I hold them, and whenever, depending on what happens with the election, if we get a correction, then I'll look to start, you know, adding to positions once we get a new established low price. If that happens, if it runs, then I'll be up on the current positions that I'm in. So just letting
Yeah.
them kind of just float out there until we see what happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cool deal, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
Reese, it hit us hard with them ads in North Carolina. Uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Ads
that's in
going
play,
crazy,
man.
bro.
That's in play.
Yeah,
Carolina's in play, man. It's also so suspected.
yeah.
I don't know. I just over $1 billion, you know, in ad fundraising. I just always just in my mind like, what school district could you rebuild
Man,
with
facts.
with that kind of money? What community could you improve
Facts.
with that type of money? You know, so it's weird. It's weird.
It is, man. It is. The type of money that gets thrown around is wild. It's definitely wild. Um, but so the cycle goes. Um, I'm just gonna go through So one person already bought. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. They're gonna run the other way, Joy. um, so I'm just gonna go through some currency pairs and we'll take a look at some of the ETFs also, just as I get caught up on things. Um, Aussie CAD retracing. We got stochastic pressing down back down into the buy zone. We'll see what happens as we get into the 618 area, right? Looking for this one potentially just continue to move down. We got Aussie data later on in the week, or trickled throughout the week. So we'll see if that makes any changes, but potentially getting down to this 91 area. And then we'll see if we get prices settle in, give us a low price to then get back long on this. Um, you got oil retracing, could potentially continue falling. We'll see how that goes. But um, yeah, we got retracements happening right now. So we'll see what happens as we get down into this area here. Let's go down to the 4. I had this crown pattern mapped out off the 80/20. This is from previous early in the month. And you see we're getting that right tip to play out. So again, we'll see what happens as we get deeper into the zone here. That's down. There we go. Right. That support area also in line with the 618 retracement level here on the 4 hour. So allowing price just continue to fall here, and we'll see what happens as we get down into our sweet spot zone. Okay. So that's the crown off the 80/20 on this Aussie CAD play. And then here on the 1, just continue to press down. All right, just continue to press down. So likely get to that D extension, and then we'll look at things there at support. Okay. Any questions here on the Aussie CAD?
Nope.
All right, cool deal. Go to the Aussie yen. See here on the daily, just pressing long. Pressing long, right? Just shy of a 618 retracement. As that 160 level comes into play off the DXY, I mean off of the dollar yen, right? We could see price get back up here. We got a 786 retracement, right? So the matching extension here is definitely in play, right? At 110. So looking for this one to also continue pressing to the upside over the coming days, weeks, and looking for these high prices, maybe getting a double top here in this 118 127 zone, getting to that matching extension, 110.029, and then seeing if we're ready for retracement to come from there, right? Intervention, all that jazz, potentially a change in narrative. So, looking for this one to continue moving to the upside over the long term. Coming down, just missed this 382 here on the 4, right? So we could potentially get a short-term retracement. We'll see what happens with the Aussie data, right? Would definitely be Aussie driven if we get a retracement here, right? So we'll watch this and see if we push into that 118 and 127 zone. And if we get some sort of confluence from a fundamental perspective to shift this back down to the downside. Okay. So I'm watching that to see what happens here at this 102.96 area. Okay, so that's on the 4. Then on the 1, you see we're just range bound overall. All right. been trying to trickle to the upside, but moving sideways nonetheless. Right. So we'll watch this off the 4 and see if we get this 80-20 play back down to the downside. Okay. Questions on the Aussie yen. Oh, all right. CAD yen. I got you. Um, let's see what's happening here. Anybody else's chart's not loading? Benita said, yeah. All right. Can't click on anything either. Uh-oh. Let's see what's happening. Sheesh. All right. We might wrap this up early.
Yeah, mine's aren't loading either. I don't know what just happened there.
Joe and Benit both confirmed also. Um, Give me 1 second, everybody. All right, team. Not sure what's going on here, but we We might have to call it a wrap for the morning. I'm not getting anything anywhere.
Yeah, me either, man. I just saw your message, by the way. My bad.
Okay. All
Yeah,
good.
yeah. We had to call it for the day. I don't. They've got a. That's the situation on their end for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send a message, but um apologize for the short session this morning, guys. Um, if things get loaded back up, continue to move through throughout the day. And if I come across anything of interest, we'll definitely get it posted. But if nobody has any questions, we'll call it a morning.
I'm good on my end, man.
All right. Cool beans. You guys have a phenomenal day. Again, apologize for the brevity, but we'll see if we can get things corrected, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session. Have an awesome day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.